Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, well, thank you for dropping by. So friends, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 4 things that make a good personality. Now, I keep getting a lot of inquiries for personality development. And the first question I ask them is that, what according to you is a good personality? And what exactly are you looking for? And I keep getting different opinions on what is a good personality. And the most common one is that if you speak English fluently, if you're a good communicator, you're automatically a good personality. Now, unfortunately, that is not true. Communication skills, fluent English skills are definitely required for being an overall good personality, but that is not the only thing, right? There are other things also. If you want to be this overall well-rounded personality, communication skills is only one of them. So I'm going to talk about 4 things, which according to me are what you require to make a good personality. Now, these 4 things are very simple stuff. These are not some psychology mumbo jumbo. I'm not going to talk about affirmations and goals and all that. These are things which are visible to people, right? Which you can do yourself. So let's start with the first one. Friends, the first one is looking good, right? Now, friends, harsh as it may sound, looks do matter, right? Now, I do understand that not everybody is blessed with the kind of looks of Ranbir Kapoor or Ranveer Singh or Aishwarya Rai or Deepika Padukone in the case of women. But you do need to make an effort to look good. Okay, whatever looks God has given you, you need to put an effort to look good if you want to be this, well-rounded personality, right? So what are the things which you can do in this particular first category of looking good, right? So I'm going to refer to this little note of mine which I have on the side. Well, the first one is overall grooming. Be well groomed. Take a shower every day, shave every day. If you have a beard, well, keep the beard trimmed, right? Comb your hair properly. Your hair should not be all over the place. Now, I have seen that because of work from home, people have started taking this very casually. They come on calls, they are not properly dressed, they have a stubble on their face, their hair is kind of not properly combed. I mean, their attitude is that, anyway, we are sitting at home, so how does it matter? No, it does matter. And perceptions go out that, this person is very casual. And once perception is made, then it's very difficult to kind of, right? So the first thing in looking good is that be well groomed, right? And there are various things in well groomed. I can only talk about men, and this applies to women also, right? So the first thing is that your overall appearance should be neat and tidy, right? The second thing in looking good is smell good. Right? What I mean is that use a deodorant every day. And if you're staying in a city like Mumbai or Chennai, which is very, very sweaty, and if you're in a sales job, you have to go and meet customers. Well, a deodorant should be part of your kit, right? Not only should you be using it at home, but you also use it outside. Now, you should also know that if you're somebody who sweats a lot, or if you're somebody who has a strong body odor, then it's extremely important that you smell good, right? So that's the second point in looking good. The third one I want to talk about is dress well. Now, I'm not talking about that you should be in a suit and a blazer and a tie all the time. No, but make an effort to dress well. Try and find out what are the kind of dresses, what are the colors that suit you, right? Now, if you have a dark complexion, obviously a dark or a black or a red t-shirt may not suit you, right? There's enough material on YouTube, there are enough videos on YouTube to find out exactly what are the kind of colors that will suit you. Right? If you're somebody who's a little overweight, if you're somebody whose face is a little chubby, right? You need to find out. Consult, maybe do a consultation with an image consultant. Okay, there are various free sessions available out there, and so make an effort to kind of dress well, right? I have seen people coming on Zoom calls with a round neck t-shirt and and the neck kind of hanging till here, right? And giving it a very casual look. So no, you have to make an effort to dress well, right? The fourth thing which I want to cover in looking good is body language. Now, friends, tell me, if I were to be making this video by sitting like this in my chair, right? I'm sitting very casually. Now, will you take me seriously? No. So I think, in looking good, your body language also matters, right? If you're on a call, sit straight, okay, have some headspace, right? And of course, if you are in an offline scenario, if you're in the office, well, your body language should show that you're positive, you're paying attention, okay, sit straight, your body posture, right? So that is all about looking good. That is the first part in being an overall good, even being an overall good personality. Now let's move on to the second part. The second thing which you need to do to be a well-rounded personality is practice good etiquette. Now, what do I mean by good etiquette? So the first thing which you should do is use polite language all the time. Now, let me give you an example. Friends, whenever a Zomato or a Swiggy or an Amazon delivery guy comes over to my place, I always use the word thank you when I take the parcel from him. Now, doesn't make much of a difference to me or to him, but 90% of the time I've seen that the person smiles back and says thank you. So that's what I mean, that try and use words like thank you and please as part of your daily vocabulary, whether you are in your personal space or whether you're in the office, right? That's the first thing in good etiquette. The second thing is respect personal space. So let's say, for example, that you want to call somebody on a Saturday or a Sunday and it's not a working day, right? Well, you could send a message to them on WhatsApp that, hey, I realize, I'm sorry that it's not a working day, but I need to speak to you very urgently. What's a good time to call you? So what is the message you have sent out? That you're respecting the person's personal space, but you need to speak to him urgently, right? That is what is good etiquette, right? Another thing is that when you're talking to someone, friends, don't use your phone. Now, this is a habit which I've seen with many people. They are talking to someone and they're busy scrolling on the phone, which gives the impression that you're not serious. So if you're speaking to someone, well, stop scrolling for that 1 minute or 2 minutes and look at that person. Make eye contact, right? That is what is called, that's another thing in good etiquette, right? Other thing which I want to talk about is table manners. Now, let us say you get invited for a company dinner. There are about 7 to 8 people. Okay, you need to observe some table manners. The first thing is open the napkin and put it on your lap. The other thing is if you're going in for a second serving, let's say it's a buffet and you're going in for a second serving, well, you need to take a fresh plate. I have seen people going in for a second serving with the same used plate with chicken bones and, half-eaten dal and chapati on that plate and standing with that plate in the queue. No, that's not good. That's not good etiquette. Ask for a fresh plate. And the last thing which I want to talk about in etiquette is that stick to your word, right? Be on time. If you have committed something, well, make all effort to meet that commitment. And if you're not able to, communicate, right? So I can come out with a list of things in etiquette, but I'm sure you get the idea that somebody who's a good personality practices good etiquette all the time, whether he's sitting at home or whether he's at the office, right? And there are so many tips on good etiquette you can find online right now. They are free, and you don't need to consult an image consultant with somebody. They're all free and out there. Okay, so that's number 2, good etiquette. Now let me talk about the third one, which is good communication skills. Now, I have talked about this in the beginning. Now, first of all, good communication skills can be in any language. It can be in English, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Gujarati. But if you are working in a corporate, well, then English becomes the default language, right? For example, I am a great fan of Sandeep Maheshwari. I love the way he speaks Hindi. It is so fluent. It is so good to listen to. But that's his professional. He's a motivational speaker. He makes YouTube videos in that particular language. When it comes to corporates, there is no other choice. You have to speak in English. So you have to kind of make an effort to speak grammatically correct, fluent English, right? I mean, there is no other option. The other thing is that don't get carried away by accent. I have seen people who come to me saying that, I work in an IT company. My client is not able to understand me, so I want to learn the American accent fast. Now, I tell them that, look, you don't need an American accent to be understood by others, right? If you speak in a slow, neutral accent, you will be understood. Friends, I'm sure you must have seen an English news channel at some point of time or the other. Let's take the example of a news anchor. Let's say Palki Sharma, right? Or let's take Rajdeep Sardesai in India today, right? They speak in English when they are kind of anchoring. When they speak to somebody from the US, UK, or any other country, do they immediately change their accent? No, they don't do it because they are understood. They are speaking English fluently and in a neutral accent, which is understood by people across the globe. So please don't get carried away by this accent thing, right? Which I've seen many people that I will only be understood if I have this wonderful American or the British accent. No, speak slowly, have a neutral accent, but make an effort to speak grammatically correct, right? I mean, if you speak 2 sentences and there are 10 grammatical errors, you make an effort to correct. You need to make an effort to correct them. The other thing is listening skills. Friends, it's okay to speak well. It's okay to communicate well, but you also need to be a good listener. When somebody talks to you, give them attention. I talked about the phone thing earlier. Give them your full undivided attention. Okay, that you have to be a good listener also. And the last thing I want to talk about in communication skills is the art of storytelling. How do you tell stories? I gave you a couple of examples of the delivery boy. I gave you an example of the English news channel. Right? These are small stories so you need to have the art of storytelling in your communication. Storytellers are always, well-rounded personalities. So that's about communication skills, which is the third point. Friends, the last point which I want to talk about is you should be interested and interesting. Now, let me repeat that. You should be interested and interesting. What do I mean by that? Well, you should have an opinion on topics, right? For example, when I coach people from the IT industry, if you're talking about their particular subject, they will make a discussion. But the moment you start talking about something else, whether it's sports, whether it's politics, whether it's something else, the current news, they completely go blank because they don't make an effort to keep up with the times. Now, you need to have an opinion on topics. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a subject matter expert in that. For example, what's happening in the Russia-Ukraine war? What's happening in the Israel-Hamas war? Right? What's happening on the India-Canada front? I mean, both the countries have expelled their leaders. I mean, okay. So you need to let's say you're having a discussion on these topics. You can't say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in politics. No. Somebody who's a good personality always has an opinion. Now, he may not have in-depth knowledge. Now, let me give you an example. I am not interested in sports at all, right? But what do? I skim the sports section of the Times of India. That gives me an idea of where the Indian cricket team is right now, with which country they are playing matches, how much did Virat Kohli make, or has the Indian team lost a one? That much knowledge I have to start a conversation. And then somebody jumps in and, the conversation goes from there. So I will not completely go blank when you start discussing sports. Okay, so that is, you need to be interested and interesting. You need to be aware what's happening in the world of politics, world of sports, right? The world of arts and literature, which is the latest book in the market. You need to make an effort to be informed. So be interested and be interesting. So apart from your profession, make effort to know about other things also, right? You should be able to have an opinion, and people who have an opinion on things, right, are much more respected, and they make good communicators, right? So friends, let me summarize this video for you. The 4 things which I talked about for a well-rounded personality. Number 1, look good, right? Make an effort to look good. Number 2, practice good etiquette. Use polite words, table manners, right? Respect personal space. Number 3, good communication skills. Speaking English fluently, grammatically correct, and in a standard neutral accent. Don't get carried away by this American and British accent. You don't need that. And the last one is be interested and interesting. Have an opinion on topics, right? Make an effort to go beyond your profession and talk about other things also. So friends, I hope you have liked this video. And if you have found value, please share it with others. And please do let me know if you want me to talk on any other topic on communication skills. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.